Oh. Good morning. That's great. 8 people in like a second. That is really cool. Good morning. Grab a cup and join me. Everybody's showing up. Wow, that's quick. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is so wonderful. Good morning, everybody from all over. Annette and Ravini and Lori and Deb and Stephanie and Sharon and Jan and Latoya, Frida, everybody, good morning. How fun is this? Okay. Well, we're going to start the new make along today. But you can always watch the replay, and I'll have the pattern posted. It's very easy, but it's exciting to do it all, together, of course. So I have a D-stash for today. And so I probably should show you real quick what that is. I just decided that these 2 lonely mandalas, these are the old mandalas, the 3 light, needed a new home. So this is the Genie colorway, and I only have 2, so I figured I would de-stash them today. And this is 590 yards of this. So that's going to be later in the show. Good morning. So I have 2 of those to give away today. And I also want to jump in and show you my gloves. Now, these are a very easy pattern that I was inspired to make by the Outlander show. And so it's just for this live. And therefore, it's a very easy pattern. It matches the cowl. Good morning. So that's the pattern we're going to be doing this morning. And I did put up that I used a bulky 5. This happens to be a Premier Chunky Serenity. And I didn't even use the whole skein. I used about 100 yards. So, see, a lot of people use the mandala for things. Yeah. So I figured that I would, share those with you today. So the pattern is going to be in the 5 bulky with the L hook, which I didn't bring out here, but it's the Amour. I used the bigger hook, the L, which is an 8.8 millimeter hook is what it is. So to start out our pattern this morning, we will get right on the first part so that you guys can start it. And for row 1, you chain 27 chains, and it'll give you approximately 9 inches across. So 27 chains, and we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and in every stitch across. So you'll have 26 single crochets across to start the first row. Good morning, Judy and Kathy and Evelyn and Becky and Brenda and Lori. Oh, yes, and Bev. And we have some new people. And Dee, good morning. And Hope. Hi, 27 in the room. So we're going to make the fingerless gloves today out of a bulky 5. If you choose to do a bulky 6, your project will be a little bit thicker. And I would just chain it. There is no set amount. I just wanted mine to be about 9 inches. So if you chain 27, you'll in a 5 bulky, you'll come out with approximately 9 inches. But if you're using a 6 bulky, you can just chain around 24 or 25, it doesn't matter, and just see how long it is. And then if it looks like it's about the size that you would like, go ahead and do your first row the same way, skip the first chain next to the hook, and just single crochet in every chain across. Yes. So Frida, you're just going to be adjusting yours to the length that you want. It doesn't make any difference. Yep, and I have a secret right over here behind me. Do you see that hat? That's our next piece to the series. I just finished it yesterday, so I'm sure you guys want to see that a little bit closer. I'm excited about it. I've been searching and trying to figure out what would look like a vintage hat. And I'm like, I don't know. But I figured it out because I wanted it to be a hat that you would keep warm in. And so it does look a lot like a beret, but yeah. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that first row. And it doesn't really matter if you finish it on the show or not. 31. Oh my gosh, girls. I make hats all the time, but I just wanted to make a hat for this matching set. So yeah. Yep, it'll be about 2 weeks. We'll do that one. I don't want to do them all at once because then I wouldn't have a show, right? Okay, so one of the things we were going to do today was we were going to pull a winner for the cowl from 2 weeks ago. So what I did was I put everybody's name into the wheel. And I'm going to do it right here on the show. So there were 26 people that actually did the first make along in the cowl. How exciting is that? And not only that, but a bunch of you did more than one. And I was so thrilled. I'm like, you can do it any length you want. You know, you can. That's how great is that? Yes. Yep. So I put in all of your names in here. Now, you don't have to be present to win this. This was done in the last 2 weeks. So if you made a cowl, your name went in here once. Hi, Natalie. Oh my gosh, how exciting. So, I know a bunch of you did more than one. That was great. Thanks for the support. Thanks for shouting me out all over. It wasn't a hard pattern, but I wanted to start out really easy and so that everybody could do it and they had plenty of time to do an easy pattern. So let's see who wins that. Now, you had your choice. You could pick out of the wool, which was the Wool Ease Thick and Quick in this beautiful colorway, which was called City Lights. You could pick 2 of those. Or, now if I remember correctly, the other yarn was this Serenity chunky, and that was the acrylic one. Hi, Linda. So that's what the winner is going to be able to choose from. If she's here today, fine. If not, then I'll give her a choice to send me. But you also, in the first make-along, get this beautiful stitch marker. So, yes, 26 people did the cowl, and a bunch of them did more than one. So whichever yarn you choose, you get to get the stitch marker too. All right, so that was that. Now my thing ended again. It keeps going to sleep. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw the first name that is picked off the wheel will win that yarn from the first make along. So I'm going to spin the wheel. See who it is. You can see it first. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I won't take it off. Oh, the winner is Brenda Young. Brenda Young gets to choose out of that, and I know she's going to pick the acrylic because I just know her. So congratulations to Brenda. And what we'll do is we will do that again with the mitts. Okay, so that'll be great, and we'll do that in 2 weeks. You'll have 2 weeks to make the mitt, and the post is already up. So yeah, so that's awesome. Okay, so now we're going to go on to row number 2 of the mitts. Row number 2 is going to be the same way you did the cowl. Your first single crochet on each end of your mitt will be through both loops. You'll single crochet the first. You will only chain 1. Turn your work in future. But you will go through both loops on each end. Every other loop will be the back loop. Every other stitch will be the back loop. So you're going to single crochet row number 2. The first the first stitch will be through both loops, and then every stitch across will be in the back loop only, and then the last one will be through both loops. So you're going to do row 2 for 5 rows. So you do 5 rows of just single crochet back and forth for 5 rows. So that's the next part of the pattern. And I will let you sit and do that, and I will give you the thumb hole row next. So congratulations to Brenda. Yes. We have 37 in the room. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. Hi, Victoria and Annette and Linda and Cynthia. Elizabeth. Oh my gosh. How great is that? So I had an idea of doing a knit one too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how far I am on the knit pattern. Now this will be a button cowl, and I'm using a bulky 5. I'm using the loops and threads in this Ashes colorway. I believe it is. Ashes. No, that's the charcoal one. The Ashes has a little bit of brown in it, and the charcoal just has the grays. So I'm doing that in a very easy pattern, and all it is just knit. That's it. That's all you do is knit. So that's gonna be one of the make-alongs here coming up. And I know that a lot of you won't be doing that. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm just gonna do it anyway, and whoever joins. Some of you didn't join this, but that's okay. That's what we're going to do, but not next week. I'm not going to do it until I finish the pattern, and then I will do it. So the next one, and I'm going to bring that hat over here so you can get a little closer look at it. So it is a beret. It's just a flat top, and then I just started the decreases, and then I added a button. So today you're using an 8mm, and it is an L. That's for today. And that's what I used on the hat too. So all you're going to need 2 weeks from now to make the hat, if you want to, is the same thing. You're going to need 1 skein of this bulky 5, 109 yards, and an L hook. Okay, so 5 rows of that single crochet. Let's look again at this mandala. I have 2 skeins of this in the Genie colorway, and that's the D-stash for today. And we have 36 in the room. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yes, I am trying to enhance your knitting skills by doing a very, very easy knit cowl. You will be able to knit this, absolutely the easiest knit pattern, and then you will be able to have a wearable when you get done. That is also Outlander inspired. I know, I'm crazy, right? So what I want to do is I want to give away this. And so I would like to mark the chat, and I want all of you, if you want to win it. Now, if you don't want to win it, you don't have to, but please put the word mandala into the chat now. You will have a minute to do that. And I'm going to give this away today. So everybody put the word mandala into the chat, and I'm going to pull a winner right now for this. You do have to be here to win this. Oh, Bev never had any mandala. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. Well, maybe she'll win. Oh, all these names I don't know. Oh my goodness. So you have a whole minute to do that. So there's 33 people in the room. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I got these at Walmart a while ago. I kept them in my mandala box, which I have lots more of, and I will be giving more of that away. So, well, I didn't set the timer, but it's still on the 10:16, so I'll wait till my timer says 10:17, and then we'll pick a winner. So what I'd like to do is ask the girls. Stephanie's here. Deborah is here. I'm not sure if Lori's here. If they would please talk amongst themselves and let me know to ask the Siri to give us a number between 1 and 36. That's how many's in the room. I don't think that's how many is playing. So ask Siri to give us a number between 1 and 36. And I am going to mark the chat now. Stitching ain't easy. What a cool name. I like that one. Okay, so in between my marks, there's a whole bunch of people, not sure how many, that put the word mandala in. So that's what you had to do to win this. So we're waiting on Deb and Stephanie. And if everyone would let me know if it's been long enough for you to have done 5 rows of this. It probably hasn't been, but I will ask. Okay. Thank you so much for letting me know. Brenda, are you still here? I think you are. Are you going to pick the acrylic choice? We are working on the gloves. You will chain 27 with an L hook with a 5 bulky, and you will single crochet the first row and you will have 26 single crochets as a row. Then you will start your second section, which will be chain 1, single crochet through both loops of the first stitch, single crochet the rest of the row in the back loop only to the end, and the last stitch will be through both loops. That gives you a nice even edge without having to go back later and do a trim. You do that for 5 rows. So these are the fingerless gloves that we're making today. And this pattern will be in my group on the post for the live mitts that I put up yesterday. So, okay, so now after you did that, the next row will be single crochet in the first single crochet. Well, it's a chain 1. It's chain 1 every row. Single crochet in the first single crochet through both loops. Then you will do 3 single crochets in the back loop. So you'll have, oh, wait a minute, is it 4? I'm sorry. Yes, 3. You'll have 4 single crochets at that point. Then after that, you will chain 2. This leaves you a space for your thumb hole. I said that wrong. The very next stitch will be stitch number 5. You will see this later. Okay, I'm going to start it over. Row number 6, chain 1, single crochet in the first single crochet, single crochet the next 3 single crochets in the back loop. Then single crochet number 5 will be in both loops. That will give you a cleaner edge to go in and leave that later on. So then you will chain 2. Then you will skip 2. Then you will go in the very next stitch with both loops. So each single crochet on each side of your hole, your thumb hole, will be in both loops. At that point, you will have the first 5, your chain 2, and the next one. The rest of the row will be in the back loops till you get to the last stitch. This isn't as easy as it looks. Okay, Siri said number 8, and Debbie said number 8 winner was Ravini. So Ravini wins the D-stash for today. So Ravini, just send me a message and I will get these sent out to you. All right, thanks, Deb, for doing that. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to do that row one more time. I'm going to try and do it just as easy as I can, and that's what the live is all about. Okay, Deb, we'll talk to you later. Row number 6. You will single crochet in the very first single crochet through both loops. The next 3 will be in the back loops only. So you will have 4 single crochets at that point. The next single crochet will be through both loops again. So you'll have 5 single crochets at that point. You will chain 2, skip 2, and directly single crochet in the next both loops. At that point, you will have 5 single crochets, a chain 2, a skip 2, and the 6th single crochet. Then you will finish that row out in the back loops only, and then the last single crochet will be through both loops. I just got, and I've been talking to a lady on my Etsy shop this morning about making a button cowl for her in a bulky 5, and she was picking out the colors, and I was thinking to myself, I could have swore I had more bulky 5 than this. Yeah, I keep giving it away. So, okay, let me know if you have that row done at all, because other than that row, the rest of it is fairly easy. So I will let you know the rest of the pattern as soon as I find out if you have got that row done. Yeah, no problem. Some of you are doing it now. Some of you will be doing it later. I will be putting up a post later, and I'm going to tell you right now what is going to happen. So you'll have 2 weeks to do the mitts. And I went ahead and I pulled out some more bulky 5. This one is a Loops and Threads Charisma. Again, this one is 100% acrylic. This is what you could win if you make the mitts, and this is the color Cascade. I have 2 of those for the winner of the mitts. We'll draw that in 2 weeks. Anyone who makes the mitts, the fingerless mitts, just pop on over to my Facebook page and find the post for the mitts and put your finished mitts in there. I'll be drawing from finished pictures, and along with that will be one of my stitch markers, and this one happens to be in the light blue. It's a daisy stitch marker, so I'm going to include that in the winner of the mitts. Yep, how pretty this is. Lovely. We're still up to 35. That's awesome. So that'll be drawn in 2 weeks. We'll do it the same way. I'll put everybody's name in the wheel, and we'll draw for those. So I don't know if everybody watched my my last addictions, but I opened a new hand-dyed yarn club from a dyer on Etsy, and it was an Outlander-inspired yarn club. And I showed that on my last addictions video, and I decided to cake that up last night, and I started a a shawl with it. So I'm excited to get back to that after I finish the show this morning and to get back to it. I've only done like 6 rows. So the reason why I asked Brenda if she wanted to get this yarn, and she said yes, is because I was thinking whether or not I wanted to use the other yarn in another make along. So that's why I wanted to know if you wanted, if you were the winner of the mitts and you wanted this yarn in the City Lights, I will allow you to be able to choose from that. So I will keep them. I will keep them close by. I won't give them away right away, just to allow the choice to still be in there. I know, I saw a lot of Barcelona too, and I did buy quite a bit of Barcelona, and I really liked it. The Barcelona and the puzzle yarn from Premier, that is a really nice bulky yarn to use too, and it's real squishy and very giving. It's not like dense. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you the next section. I gave you the row number 6. Morning, Judy. So what you do on the next row is you will fill those in. So, okay, Natalie, thank you so much for coming. So you're going to, in the next row is you're going to single crochet in the first single crochet, and then you're going to single crochet in the back loops across the row, and go ahead and just put 1 single crochet in each of those chains that you went, and leave yourself that chain 2 hole for your thumb. Now, I know that doesn't look like it's very big, but if you take that material right now and set it on your thumb when you're done with that row, and prove to yourself that it's big enough, because remember, you're going to be using and pushing your hand in and out of that hole, making that hole bigger, and you don't want it too big. So if that seems good to you after that row, then go ahead and continue on, and you will do chain 1 and single crochet every single row after that for 23 total rows. After you do 23 total rows, again, I want you to try and put your hand in to the mitt, and it won't close, but after you get to that, you will decide whether that is enough at that point. And after 23 rows, you're going to take both of the edges, the first row and the last row, lay them together, and you will slip stitch or single crochet, single crochet into both loops on both sides for the first one, and then all the way across the mitt to form the seam. And then after that, before you cut your yarn, try the mitt on again, and it should just be just snug enough and close up against your hand. And if it is, cut your yarn, weave in your ends. If it isn't, just pull that row right back out, add another row or 2, and seam it again. It's only 20-something stitches, and that's the best way to make sure that they fit you. And then that way, you can write down that you did 23 rows, 24 rows, whatever, and then when you do your second one, you'll already know that you needed to do 24 rows. So that is my pattern. I will put those short little notes of this pattern into the post for tomorrow. Well, for today, I will. And that is the pattern, and that is what you win. So I hope you're enjoying my little mini make-alongs. Yes, you're only going to need about 100 yards. 100, right around 109 yards is what the skeins are in these chunky Serenities. So if you have, let's say you have a Barcelona that you used half of it. Now I think those are 300. I'm thinking they're like 300 grams. You only need a third of that to do the hat, to do the mitts, or the hat, either one. So, taking just, you have a kitchen scale. The original skein said that it was 3.5 ounces or whatever. Weigh it. See how much is left. If it's 1.7 ounces or something like that, that's about half of the skein. So that's what I would do. Okay, any questions at all on the mitts, let me know. I'm taking questions now from anything, whatever you want to ask me, and maybe I know the answer, and if not, maybe somebody does. So Cindy, hi Cindy. The written pattern will be put up on the post from yesterday that says Christie's Make-Along number 2. Mitts, and it will be put up as soon as I get done, and I go over and I type it in. So how's Cindy? What's your question, Cindy? Yep, just repeat row number 2 that I gave you for the rest of the mitt. When I first started, I'm going to address Cindy's question. When I first started making baby clothes, a lot of the time it was based on the fact that some yarns are denser than other yarns. And when you crochet up a sweater out of a dense yarn for a baby, it comes out bigger because the yarns are putting together, you're putting it together and you're stitching, and it's getting denser and denser and denser, and that's why it's coming out bigger than the size that it actually is. So I learned a while ago to try to use less, like don't use four mediums. I don't use 4 mediums on any of my crocheted sweaters. I did make a knitted sweater out of a 4 medium, and you know what? It was still a little bit heavy, and it was a little bit heavy on the baby too. So I went back to using fingerings 2 and 3s. The 3 lights are a lot better, but you know, there's some 3s out there that don't even say light on them. They are dense, and I didn't suggest those either. Oh, by I don't know how to say her name. Amarina, I think is how you say it. So you'll get the written pattern, Teresa, when I get off the show, and I put it in there. And every time I do a make along like that, that's the way I'm going to do it. I'll give the written after the live. So, okay. I would also suggest you do a swatch to see if your gauge is similar to theirs. Now, if you crochet a swatch 4 inches wide with the yarn and the needle that you are planning on using, and it doesn't match, if it comes out too big, then go down a hook size and do the swatch in a smaller hook. Oh. Yep. A lot of the times in a baby pattern, you will also get the dimensions of the neck, the shoulder, that kind of thing. And again, when you do some of them, they'll say do this part and it should be this long, and the reason is because you still have a border to put on later. In the knitting, you a lot of times already have the border on in your row, so you have to also expect it to be like a button plaque you're going to do afterwards and stuff like that. So yeah. Any other questions about the mitts? I will be putting the written pattern up. It's like 5 or 6 sentences, and I'll put that in the post after. So that's look for that post, because you're going to be able to put all your mitts up and take a chance to win this beautiful yarn and that stitch marker. This is a Blue Daisy. Hi, Jill. I know, I saw you did the cowl. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh. We have to do the mitts now to match them. That came out really nice. And one of the girls put a brooch on hers, and I've thought of that too. And I'm like, yes, because it gives it that vintage look. And boy, does that look nice when you put it on and you put a brooch on like that. That's awesome. Bonnie Bay here on YouTube has a beginning knit washcloth, and I like that one especially because not only does it give you a pattern of a washcloth that you can use later, and you're not going to rip it out, because who cares if you have a mistake in a washcloth, right? But it also gives you a chance to learn how to decrease stitches and to increase stitches, and what it looks like when there's a border all around your washcloth. That is very, very important to learn those techniques, and she does that very well. It's Bonnie Bay, and I suggest that washcloth tutorial from her for a knit. That's very good. You did 4 of them. Oh my gosh, Reggie, that's so cool. That's okay, Cindy. That's fine. Bonnie Bay, yes, B-A-Y. She's huge. She's so big. She has a live on Fridays. She's been in magazines, and I wouldn't send you to someone that was brand new. No, she is wonderful. But you got to remember that when you're making a baby sweater, that sweater is going to go over the top of their clothes. So you don't want to make it exactly the size of what you're buying for that. Like if you buy a t-shirt for 6 months, you want your sweater to be able to go over the top of the t-shirt. So again, that's kind of not the ideal. I mean, it will work, granted, but again, I have a doll, and my doll wears 0 to 3 months size clothes, and her hair's a little, she wears 0 to 3 months size clothes. So I always put clothes on her, and then I try my sweaters on her, and it is pretty darn close to yeah, her hair's a mess, but that's because I have her wrapped up in a blanket over here. You need your hair combed. And that is Olivia, by the way. That's Olivia. But yeah, you want it to be able to move and put it over the top of the clothes. So they are going to be a little bit bigger. Yep, Lori, Bonnie Bay is in that article, and I think that's an older article that they resurrected. I'm not positive. I still haven't read it yet. Any other questions on the mitts before we run out of time? Yes, she is. That dark hair and beautiful cowls. I know she is very photogenic. So, like I was saying earlier, and some of you might have missed it, I will be doing a make along with my knit pattern that I'm working on. And this will be a button cowl, and it'll be the very easiest knit pattern. And that'll be coming up. You will have much longer than 2 weeks to do this one. And I just need to finish the pattern up before I go ahead and launch it. And then 2 weeks from now, we will be making the matching beret styled hat in my Outlander series. So if you're excited about the hat, I know I am. I finished it yesterday, and all you need is 109 yards of a bulky 5 and your L hook to do this hat. And I, of course, added a wooden button on to give it that. I got her, my doll, Olivia, I got her from one of those famous companies, Ashton and Drake. That's where I got her. Yeah, she's 20 inch, I think. No, she's longer. I think she's longer than that. It's just as it hits you here, it starts to lay. Ashton and Drake doll is what she is. She is very similar to a reborn. They call her a reborn. She has a heartbeat and different things. No. It's just a simple pattern that I came up with for the live, Jill. They are the same exact stitch pattern as the cowl so that they match. And just going in the back loops makes that. It's nothing big. It's just something that I wanted to do with all of you, and I'll get into more complicated patterns later on, but for now, and I probably will do ones that you can go and find, get free, and do with me. So, yes, it is. It's the knit pattern is done in a 5 bulky. I'm using the loops and threads for that. This is a 100% acrylic yarn from Michaels, and this colorway is charcoal. So far, I'm on the second skein of it. Oh, okay. Yeah, Bonnie Bay's awesome. Yes, she was a very expensive doll, but way worth it because she bends, her arms and legs bend very easily. I can make her sit, I can make her stand, different things like that, and take my photos with her. I have done it. I haven't done it as much lately as I usually do. But then again, I've been making things and giving them away or making things for orders, and I don't need photos of them. But yeah, I like to try things on her, especially hats. I like to try hats on her because take and measure around her head and just design the hat based on her 0 to 3 month size. And I have a boy doll too. He's bigger than her, and he wears 3 month size, and some of the bigger things than 3 months fit him. And he's just not in the room with me. I keep him in his box when I need him. Hi, Margaret. Yeah, I figure there's a handful of you that are getting very close to me, and that's pretty much why I'm doing the make-alongs, for that small group of people that talk to me all the time. And then if it grows into a bigger group, great. But for now, no, this what I'm doing it for. It gets me right into the community where I want to be. Yeah, you're probably right, Frida. You're probably right. It will be a lot less. I'm excited to see them finished. So please share. You will. I know you will. And I did neglect to tell you that in the thank you card from Frida the other day, she also wanted me to thank all of you for all your prayers last month. And so I'm doing that now. So thank you. Thank all of you for that. You're welcome. Thank you for joining in. You're a wonderful community, and I couldn't ask for better friends if I picked them out myself, right? No, it's just amazing how wonderful people that are, hand makers are. A lot of people are their hearts are so big, and that's true. They're palate cleansers, right? These little make-alongs that we're doing. Yeah. Can do it in a couple days and, you know, I appreciate everyone for coming. Um, I guess I have, oh, let me see. Anything that I got in the mail that I can talk about? I probably should get my butt going on a new pair of booties out of the book. But I was figuring that hat was keeping me busy yesterday. So if everyone doesn't have any more questions, and yeah, that's true. The larger projects I do give a lot more time for you to do them. But then again, as you know, I don't keep up on the larger projects as fast as some people either because I work all day full time. So that little tiny window in the evening when you can do stuff, it's not always enough time. I could do the hats and stuff and do a row here, do a row there. But well, you know what? In this pattern, if you don't have an L hook or an 8mm, take your take what you have and make your chain approximately 9 inches long. So that way it goes from your ring all the way down into your jacket. Then that'll work out just fine. Just follow the pattern using the hook that you have. I hope you have at least a J or a K to use a bulky yarn with. But if you don't, you can use a smaller yarn and a smaller hook. You're gonna get a project that's a lot thinner, which is fine. Just do it 9 inches, do the same pattern 9 inches, and make your thumb hole the same exact way, and it'll probably need to be a chain 3 on a smaller hook. But try it. If it's too big, pull it out and make the chain 2. So that's my suggestion with something smaller than. Hi, Judy. Maribel. All right. So I expect to see 26 finished mitts in 2 weeks because 26 of you did the cowl. Oh my gosh. And I did pick a winner earlier on. Brenda Young won the bulky, what is it? The bulky 5 in Serenity Chunky, and that was Eclipse colorway. So Brenda Young won this. So that means that we will continue to offer up the Woolies and the City Nights for this mitts make along. So if you are the winner, you could pick that. Now don't forget, this is a 6. So this one is a bulky 6. But the other yarn is to win for the mitts is a bulky 5, and it is Loops and Threads Charisma. So I guess we will have to call it a day. I'm so glad all of you came in and stayed the whole entire time. I have 36 people in the room. You can't ask for anything better than that. Oh, well. Well, the other thing that I noticed is, like, if you took, I had a hat over here earlier. Okay, so I made a hat with the Charisma in this colorway, which is Days. I made a Ruby Stedman hat out of this. It was knitted. And if you took this and did a gray cowl, it would match. So I think that a lot of these yarns are, the colors in them are so easily matchable to the solids that, you know, even this dark gray isn't that far off. So yeah, you got to try this knit hat by Ruby Stedman. It is very easy, and I did my second one. So that'll be, I was going to show you in my addictions video, my next addictions video, that I've finished that, and I will. So have a great day. I'll see you guys next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for another D-Stash and who the heck knows what all. Thank you all for joining me. Yep. Take care. Have a good week. And patience gets you a project, right? Bye, guys. Bye now. Take care. Thank you.